Hey there, do you dare? If you're into true crime, the paranormal, mysteries, and everything in between, check out Do You Dare? It's a podcast where siblings Emily and Key and Dare dive into the cases that fascinate and unsettle them. They take turns picking the stories, true crime, ghostly encounters, unsolved mysteries, and share all the details with each other and you. Plus, you'll hear the occasional cameo from Emily's dog Kylo and his squeaky toy. If you're looking for something intriguing, creepy, and a little bit fun, give Do You Dare a listen wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, come back next week, if you dare. Canadian Creepies is recorded on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, under the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. These lands and waters have been cared for since long before Canada existed, and they remain deeply important to Indigenous communities today. As we tell stories about darkness, injustice, and memory, I want to acknowledge the very real histories of colonization, violence, and erasure that Indigenous peoples continue to endure. A land acknowledgement can't undo that harm, but it is a reminder to keep listening, learning, and supporting in truth and reconciliation in meaningful ways. We share these stories not to forget, but to shine light, always with respect for peoples and nations whose land we live on. Canadian Creepies covers true crime, dark history, and disturbing events. Some episodes may include graphic descriptions or sensitive subject matter. We do our best to handle every story with care and respect for those affected. That said, we sometimes use humor and sarcasm as a way to process heavy content, never to disrespect victims, survivors, or their families. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to episode 60 of Canadian Creepies. I'm your host, Valerie.
And I'm Amanda Joy.
And we're so happy you can be here with us today as we talk about the Barbara Stoppel case. Now, we are going to be doing this in 3 parts?
Possibly 4.
Possibly 4. So get ready for that.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
This is the first episode Christine has researched for us, which is why we have a few parters.
Yes, and we're very grateful for Christine. And yeah, I want to talk more about Christine.
Yeah. Shout out, Christine.
Shout out. We're so grateful she's taking the time to do our research, which frees up some time for me, which means I got to do something else, which was create us a Patreon. Woo. It's just 1 tier for now. You'll get to vote on, like, I'm calling it a coin toss. You vote heads or tails. The winner, it'll either be Creep of the Week or Current Case. There's going to be some bonus content going in there. Yeah. It's just $5, $5 a month.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Easy. And proceeds, a portion of that will also go to payyourrent.ca and Niagara Reproductive Justice. And as I was thinking about how to approach this with you guys, I thought, how about we make it a discussion? Here's a question. What do you guys think? Should I alternate months? So 1 month it goes to payyourrent.ca and then the next month it goes to Niagara Reproductive Justice? Or should I just split it down the middle every month and donate to both each month? Let me know what you think.
Questions.
Yeah. I'm not sure
Ponderings.
what to do with that.
Queries.
Let me know what you think in the comments, And if you support us on Patreon, that would be great. It just goes to help everything we do to create this.
I am going to try and I will see how busy I am with the photography this summer, but I am hoping to put out a little mini episode for that a month as well.
Yeah.
A little extra tidbits for you guys.
Yeah, we're going to throw lots of fun stuff out there as, I'll get ideas as they go on. Probably lots of behind the scenes stuff.
Lots of behind the scenes.
Lots of behind the scenes. Some of Christine's research we can throw up there. Lots of stuff. Let us know what you guys want to see even. Again, let's create a conversation here.
You guys are the community. You are a part of the community.
We want to know.
Let us have your say.
Yeah. I want to
give us your brain thoughts.
What you want to hear from us. Give us your brain thoughts. Give us your thoughts from your brain.
The things that pop into your head.
We'll take them.
Your heart's desires.
Yes.
We'll hold those with the utmost security.
This is beautiful. This could be a Hallmark card. Was there anything else? Oh, perfect. I have some comments to read as well.
Oh, yes, you do.
The first comment was on from our YouTube, and it is on the disappearance from episode 48, the disappearance of Kenley Matheson. And this follower called Stevie Wonder
Great name.
said, "Thank you for covering this case. I'm a searcher and have been looking for Kenley's remains for the past couple of years. There were 2 cadaver dog hits up on Melanson Mountain at the Bear Caves, one in 2023 and the other June 6, 2025. We are trying to pinpoint his exact location. RCMP in 2023 abruptly called off the dig, and the family deserves answers." I agree. The family does deserve answers. And it's crazy when the RCMP works against the general public trying to locate their loved ones.
They're just like, oh, well. Tough shit.
If I remember with the Kenley Matheson case, there was like 2 camps of people. There was one who thinks he just up and disappeared and he's off like maybe in Australia living somewhere, or even like in Ontario, just like somewhere else different in Canada, hanging out, chilling.
I don't believe I was a part of that episode. I think that was maybe Allie was the co-host for that one. I might have come in afterwards.
Episode 48?
I don't know.
Huh.
Or maybe Kyle filled in for me.
Maybe Kyle was that one.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh,
Remind me, people.
Let
because
us, again, it's a conversation. If you remember.
Watch, I was in that episode. I'm just like, I don't remember this.
Kenley, yeah, I think you were. He's the
Maybe.
one
It
who,
sounds
Nova
familiar.
Scotia, in Wolfville, Nova Scotia, the university student.
I think I was a part of this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my bad.
The next comment was on episode 38, The Mystery of Justin Evans, and this is from Terry Lynn. And they say, "I remember following this as it unfolded. I live close, so sad it's still not solved." And that's one where they didn't check the pond.
Check the fucking pond.
Check the pond.
And according to Christine, the reason this episode or this case is so long is because there are a lot of check the pond moments in this case. They did a lot of, they done fucked up quite a bit.
Yeah, the cops really messed a lot of this up. So this is why there's... And plus we like, you know what? In our seasons, we like to throw in a multi-episode little deep dive. And we have that opportunity now thanks to Christine. Everybody thank Christine in the comments.
She's a girl.
Or else.
Be nice.
Thank her or else. Okay. So should I get into it?
Let's jump in.
Let's
I'm ready.
jump in.
I dig it. It's been dug.
These are the sources Christine drew from while researching the episode. The first one is Stoppel, the Untold Story of Barbara Stoppel, and that was written by someone who was employed by the Winnipeg Police Service for 28 years, and his name is Andrew Mikolajewski.
I'm glad you had that name.
Yeah, it's on the cast of characters on this lovely spreadsheet.
She
thought
did
of it all.
everything.
I can't because she's so amazing. So he's the author of the book about Barbara. He was also assigned to the cold case of Barbara, like Barbara's cold case. Just navigating back to where I was now. Other sources are materials and official statements from the government of Manitoba related to the Sofanow inquiry and its findings. And you'll find out who Sofanow is very soon.
Hint.
Okay. The victim in this case was Barbara Stoppel, and she was born on August 9th, 1965. Barb was the third child of loving parents Muriel and Fred Stoppel. Although the youngest of 3, she was the only child still living at home at the time of the murder. They didn't have like a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old out on the streets.
I should hope not.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Older brother. So she had an older brother called Rick, who was 23, and her sister was Roxanne, and she was 19. They were both married and off living their own lives in Winnipeg. Oh my God, 19 and married?
Yeah,
But
I just caught that too.
1965.
Yeah.
She was a typical teenager, Barbara was. I don't know anything about Roxanne, so going back to Barbara. She was a typical teenager focused on school, sports, and boys. Classic.
I dig it.
Classic Barb.
It sounds classic teenager.
Classic teenager.
Although I wasn't into the sports.
Oh, no. I wasn't so much into sports. Well, I danced.
That's a sport.
Thank you.
That is a sport.
You heard it here. Clip that.
Sport.
Dance is a sport. Clip it.
Does shopping count? That's my sport. Shopping is my sport.
If there are multiple floors in the mall, yes.
Oh, girl, it's a whole day excursion for
then
me.
Yes.
People can't keep up with me.
If you're changing locations, driving different places, absolutely.
And carrying all those bags, I have to make trips to the car.
And then putting the stuff away.
I'm a shopaholic. That's my only vice, okay? Leave me alone.
You can have it.
Don't come at me.
Barbara was a grade 10 student at Nelson McIntyre Collegiate. She possessed both beauty and brains.
That's our girl.
That's our girl. Barb excelled in academics and was outgoing. She was also kind, friendly, and thoughtful. A soft-hearted girl who saw the good in everyone. I love that for her. She was also described as having a soft heart, wanting to see the good in everyone. Oops. We love that. Being more mature than those her age, she sought out an older group of friends and was very popular. Many confided to Andrew, the author of the book, that they believed she would have known her killer, and they were right. She had big dreams and wanted to become a famous actress. I feel like Barb and I were very similar, minus the sports. But dance.
Dance is a sport.
Thank you. For the past few weeks, Barb, we've coined a new term here on Canadian Creepies. For the past few weeks leading up to the murder, Barb had worked part-time as a waitress at the Ideal Donut Shop located at 49 Goulet Street, only minutes from her home on Ferndale Avenue.
That sounds like a lovely street. Ferndale.
And she was just going to work at the donut shop around the corner. How wholesome. How wholesome. In Winnipeg? I want this life. Friends recalled that she was the type of person who would talk to customers for hours without having even met them before. That's beautiful. Barb was originally scheduled to work December 23rd, but had agreed to switch days with a coworker and work the 22nd instead. At the last minute, her coworker changed their mind and switched it back. Diane, a friend working at Domo News in the same mall. When we say mall, we mean plaza.
Yeah, it's like a little shopping block type thingy. Multiple stores. You know.
Yes. And Diane was supposed to meet Barb at the shop and go out after work. So on December 23rd, Barb and Diane, they had plans. They were going to go out shopping after they were done work.
Which makes sense. It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
You're in a mall.
It's the 80s.
You had nothing. Yeah. 80s was peak mall time.
It was peak mall time. There was nothing to do at home. Well, there was, but you know what I'm saying. As Barb got ready for the day, December 23rd, 1981, she rushed around the house deciding on clothes to wear, making sure that her hair and makeup were perfect.
She's
probably
like a little
blue
cutie.
eyeshadow. I know.
Blue eyeshadow. A girl can never have too much blue eyeshadow.
That's right. That's right. Ow,
Shout out
Jamie
to
Lee
my
Curtis.
girl. My girl, I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is. It is Jamie Lee Curtis.
And my girl, yeah. She, not Jamie Lee Curtis, but Barb, chose a pair of white pants and a white collared knit sweater and said goodbye to her mother and left out the back door. It was 3:30 p.m. This was the last time Muriel Stoppel would see her daughter alive. At minus 13 degrees Celsius and overcast, it was a moderately cool day by Winnipeg standards. Yes, we're Canadian. We're not ice cubes. So
we don't all live in igloos.
We don't. And minus 13 is quite cold. About a half hour after Barb arrived at work, the sun set. And despite it being the holiday season, traffic slowed at the Dominion Shopping Center. Well, it was December 23rd. It was all, starting to wind down. The peaceful serenity of a Winnipeg winter was about to be forever changed. At 8:46 p.m., just 14 minutes before Barb's shift was supposed to end, the police dispatcher voiced the high priority call to the Ideal Donut Shop in response to a robbery and possible rape. A downtown cruiser car requested to be assigned. They were seconds away, just over the Norwood Bridge. As chance would have it, they were denied per policy, and District 5 units were assigned instead. That's, again, let's have if we could have somebody writing down the times the cops messed up, like a tally counter, that's one. That's one time.
I'm already irritated.
Yes. Police policy required them to stay in their own assigned areas, and so continued a series of haunting what-ifs. What would have happened if the cops who were literally around the corner would have gotten there before these other ones that were ages away? Barbara was found on her back in the woman's bathroom in the southeast corner of the shop. She was fully outstretched with her left arm pinned under her body in what Schmidt, who is... One moment.
He's the rookie cop, isn't he?
He's the rookie cop. Gary Schmidt is a rookie officer, and he was the first officer dispatched to the scene. He found Barb's body. So Schmidt described the way Barb was lying as an unusual position, and she was just 16 years old.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Her mother held vigil by her side day and night at the hospital until December 29th at 9:30 a.m. when she was pronounced dead. The cause of death was strangulation.
That's just heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. This teenager working at, it's a donut shop. Should be safe.
Right? Like a little 16-year-old girl ready to go shopping with her girl. I recorded my own episode today. Oh my God, I forgot about that until just then.
Yeah.
No, I recorded my other podcast today as well, so I'm all
yes.
with the mouth. Yeah. All right, let's get into how the crime was handled, or the crime scene.
Okay, let's hear how Gary Schmidt handled it.
Guys, who's ever keeping tally out there, get ready.
Get ready to feverishly tally down.
Yeah.
Tally down.
This is going to be a bit.
Is that the name of a song?
Oh.
I would make it up. I would make the song up called Tally Down.
I dig it.
And it's about a long tally list
of ways men have wronged us.
Yeah.
I got deep there.
Yeah. You're like, I see what you're, yes, and?
And. Okay, so when police arrived, there was about half a dozen or so people standing outside trying to get the police's attention. And they were basically like, she's in there. I think she's dead. Which was what one woman shouted at Constable Schmidt, who was the rookie officer we talked about earlier.
So one woman just yelled that to the cop as
he pulls up. Right. She's just like, over here.
He's in there. She's dead. All right.
Red flag. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I hate that.
As he felt for a pulse, he discovered a green and yellow nylon twine wrapped twice around her neck and tied in 2 knots.
I hate that.
It was embedded so tightly that it hadn't been seen by those who had initially found her. So like the other people who were like outside.
They didn't notice
They didn't notice it.
I mean, which is, no, they should have, if they cut that off, they probably could have saved her. It's not their fault. But.
Yeah. But like clearly you intended harm.
Yes.
Like that wasn't just a pacify you so I can do what I want with you. That is, I am going to
wrap twice.
Knotted twice. Like that's tight.
Yeah, I hate that. I'm having a panic attack thinking about it.
The like claustrophobia feeling. Yeah.
Yes.
So Barb had continued to silently choke as she laid on the floor waiting for emergency responders.
God, that's awful.
Yeah.
She's like, fucking somebody untie this goddamn thing.
16 years old. So Schmidt hastily removed the twine and placed it on the bathroom sink.
Love that for him.
No evidence bag.
Yeah, he didn't say, isn't like a good phrase, bag it and tag it?
Yeah.
Wait, tag it and bag it?
Something like that.
Tag it and tag it.
I mean, this is...
Somebody let me know.
81, when they probably didn't have as many... I mean, there were a lot of fuck-ups that led to them understanding the importance of securing a scene and evidence. But he's also a rookie cop, and I'm sure that this is the first time that he's ever walked into a situation this
severe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like your idea would be help her get this off her neck so she can breathe, and
you wouldn't be thinking of, especially when you're not trained like that, seasoned at the job, you wouldn't be thinking tag it and bag it, but you should.
Yeah. His
and you shouldn't be out there though.
And at this point she's still alive.
Yeah.
At this point. So like I think his main concern was help.
Yes.
Rather than secure the area.
Yeah.
Right. The ambulance attendants soon arrived and rushed her to the St. Boniface Hospital just seconds away. That night that Barb was found, a man was last seen leaving the Ideal Donut Shop carrying a cardboard box, walking southeast behind the McDonald's restaurant. Police searched the area, but they could not find him, and they were now focused on the details of the events of the evening with the witnesses that were available. They had to reconstruct what had occurred moments earlier, and the donut shop interior was well lit, and the outside darkness made the visibility nothing short of excellent.
Yes, and we'll hear how great the eyewitness accounts are.
Because these are like, we've gone through these, and they are detailed.
Very detailed.
Super detailed.
But we came to the conclusion, it's like, well, it was the 80s and nobody had their phone to play on. So
That too.
all they had to do was observe their surroundings and just like be present.
They weren't distracted.
In the moment, yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen to the radio and just look around.
So Lorraine Janower was was working at the Boots drugstore at Dominion Shopping Center only seconds away. Just after 8 p.m., that night, she walked to the Ideal Donut Shop to buy a coffee to get her through the rest of her shift. As she crossed the parking lot, she saw a man inside the shop locking the door, like the front door.
She's like, who's that guy?
Right?
I've never seen him.
She felt this was odd, and she walked closer to the building, which had the large glass windows, fully exposing the interior. So she recalled that this man was Caucasian, in his early 20s with a poor complexion and noticeable acne on his face.
Calls him out.
Right.
This guy was a crater face.
I mean, I guess those details are important if you are looking for a specific person.
For sure.
Like they ask for scars and tattoos.
Yeah.
But
I'd feel
rude.
If in my description, they were like, zit on right cheek. I'd be like, fuck. Oh, shit.
I don't see it from here. So if you have one, you're good, girl.
Whatever.
You're good. His hair was brown and unkempt. He had a long, straggly mustache and sideburns. He wore dark-rimmed prescription glasses and a dark cowboy hat. That cowboy hat seemed to stick out much like his cowboy boots, which had well-worn soles. Like, that's a detail there.
You noticed the soles of his boots.
Like, how hard were you looking at this guy?
Like, no, who is this man?
Let me just get my notepad out here. His jeans were tight-fitting and faded. He seemed to have several layers of clothing on, including a plaid shirt, a hip-length dark jacket with possible yellow stripes on the side. The unknown man turned around and walked to the rear of the store and into the women's washroom.
I hate that.
Upset that perhaps this was the waitress's friend closing early, she returned to work and called the owner to complain.
Fucking Lorraine. What a bitch.
She's a bit much.
She's a bit much. She's like, oh, how dare.
And like
getting her friend to close up the shop. This is your responsibility, young woman.
So she calls the store to talk to the owner. But there's no answer. So she's still not satisfied. So she calls the owner and there's no answer. So she calls the donut shop itself.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
And she's even more pissed off now that there's no answer from the donut shop because she can see.
She's like, if I got to work on December 23rd, you got to work on December 23rd.
Well, she can also see that there's clearly someone in the store right now and they're not answering the phone. So she's pissed.
Yeah, she's annoyed.
So several minutes later, her husband, Norman, picked her, like he arrives to pick her up and she's still angry at what she had seen earlier.
Just appalled.
She's so mad. She sends him over there to be like, you go have a stern talking to these
Norman,
these
go
chitlins.
teach these teenagers a lesson. Tell them about the importance of responsibility and finishing up their shift at the ideal donut shop.
Now, at first I was like, to Lorraine, it's a strange man. You're describing him as somebody in his 20s. You work in the area. I'm sure you are familiar. It sounds like you go there often. So you know the girl who works there is 16 years old. Are you not like, why is this old man in comparison hanging out with this 16-year-old? She's just mad she didn't get a coffee.
She's just mad she couldn't get her coffee. She's like, I couldn't be more angry and frustrated.
Talk about caffeine addiction. You need to do something about that caffeine withdrawal, honey.
Yes, yes.
This also makes me think, like, we did say she liked to hang out with older crowds, though.
Yeah.
So it does make it seem likely that she maybe did know him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Right?
Somebody who would know...
like when the
she's
shop
closing
closed
up by herself, too.
Yeah.
Crazy that you're just letting a 16-year-old close up your donut shop.
I mean, all right, let's talk about Norman. So she's pissed. She sends Norman over there. He walks over to the front of the shop where he sees the same strange man in the cowboy hat walk to the front, and he flips the sign to close. The man then exits the store, brushing past him while carrying a cardboard box, which is approximately like a 12 by 12 in size.
It doesn't lock the door, just flips the sign to close and then walks out.
He's like, peace.
With his box.
But he makes this comment to Norman. He's like, God, don't bother. It's closed. But he didn't lock the door.
Yeah, he didn't have a key.
Oh, yeah, that would be true.
He locked it.
Yeah.
You. Still haunting the same old fast fashion? Time to dig up something better with Back from the Dead Goods, a Canadian small business where forgotten threads get a second life and sustainability meets spooky. This isn't just upcycled clothing. It's resurrected fashion with an eerie edge. Handpicked, reworked, and revived, every piece is as unique as a ghost story whispered at midnight. And because you're a part of the Canadian Creepies family, you get an exclusive deal. Use code Canadian Creepies at checkout for 10% off. Find them lurking on Instagram, Etsy, and Poshmark. Links are in the episode description. Give your wardrobe a second chance at life, if you dare. Hey creeps, it's Valerie here, and if you're anything like us, you love capturing a moment, whether it's spooky, sweet, or somewhere delightfully in between. Let me introduce you to our go-to for stunning shots, Darkroom Photography, based right here in the heart of the Niagara region. Mel, the brilliant eye behind the lens, is a lifestyle and creative photographer who brings a little bit of magic and maybe a touch of mystery to every session. She's got all her prices listed right on her website, super transparent, no tricks, and she runs killer seasonal specials around Mother's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and more. I'm telling you, her Halloween sessions, creepy perfection. So, if you're in the Niagara area and looking to capture memories that are hauntingly beautiful, hit up Mel at mel@darkroomphotography.ca or check out her work at www.darkroomphotography.ca. That's Darkroom Photography, where your memories come to life, even in the dark. Looking for your next obsession? The Creators Collective Podcasts is your gateway to the dark, the chilling, and the downright fascinating. We're a community of independent podcasts with one goal: to share the best in true crime, paranormal tales, folklore, and unexplained mysteries. Whether you crave cold cases that won't stay closed, haunted histories that refuse to be forgotten, or stories that make you sleep with the lights on, there's a show waiting for you in the collective. And when you join us, you're not just listening to one podcast. You're stepping into a world of creators who love this stuff as much as you do. Check out the Creators Collective today. Follow the link in our show notes to discover your next favorite podcast. We'll be waiting for you. Support reproductive justice in Niagara. Niagara Reproductive Justice is a grassroots collective based in the Niagara region of Ontario, working to increase visibility and access to sexual and reproductive health care. They support people seeking abortion and other essential care by offering transportation, financial assistance, logistical help, and emotional support. Here's how you can help. You can make a one-time donation. Send an e-transfer to niagarareproductivejustice@gmail.com. Your support helps cover costs like gas for volunteer drivers, overnight stays, childcare, and other urgent needs. You can also support monthly via Patreon. Join their Patreon and support the cause month to month. It's patreon.com/Niagara Reproductive Justice. And you can volunteer your time. NRJ is always looking for volunteers to help with driving, outreach, admin support, and community organizing. If you're looking to make a real impact in the Niagara region, this is a great place to start. Contact them via email or DM them on Instagram or Facebook to learn more. You can find them on Instagram at Niagara Reproductive Justice and on Facebook at Niagara Reproductive Justice. Help amplify access to reproductive care right here in our own backyard. Whether you donate, volunteer, or spread the word, you're a part of the movement.
So the unknown man, he continues to walk his way past the McDonald's, and he has like this glib smile. Mm-hmm. So Norman thinks that this is odd, and he goes inside the empty store and he slowly walks towards the women's washroom. All the tables seem to have been cleared and cleaned, and the appearance of the store was like they must have been trying to close early for the night because everything is like done.
Right.
And I mean, why not? It's Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife is pissed about it. She's very angry.
She's like, I get my end of shift coffee here
every day. This is my routine.
Barbara knows this.
How dare she?
Norman.
How dare she think about her Christmas shopping and not my coffee?
That's right.
So Norman is like, who the hell is this guy in the hat, and why isn't this front door locked if they were closing? So he goes into the bathroom and he opens it up and he sees this unconscious young woman on the floor.
Terrifying. He must have been like, oh my God, my wife's an idiot.
Right? Like the first thing I would have done when I got home is be like, how daft are you, woman?
Yeah.
So the girls
Do you see how much you think the world revolves around you?
Was your coffee that important in comparison to what was actually going on?
You'd always be like, hey, remember the time?
Anytime they have a fight, he's bringing this up.
You really need the coffee, Lorraine? Do you really need the coffee?
Really? Remember the last time?
Yeah.
So he describes this young woman, which we know as Barbara, as having her head slightly tilted and pushed up against the wall. Her legs are fully stretched towards the toilet. Her left arm is pinned under her body, and there was a purplish tinge to her face and hands.
Yeah, from the strangulation.
Yeah, she's been oxygen deprived for a while.
Yeah.
There was a slight blood stain on the south wall about 4 inches from the ground, and there was also some slight appearance of blood about her mouth and teeth. So
like somebody hit her in the face.
Yeah. Ugh. So
stuns ya.
Norman's like, I need to take control of the situation. And that stranger with the cowboy hat must have attacked her. So he shouts to his wife to call the police. Lorraine, do something about this. Like, Jesus Christ, woman. And then he sees the cowboy guy running across the parking lot towards the McDonald's. And he notices a young man standing by the doorway wearing a snowmobile suit. And he's like, go after that man. And then there is Paul McDougald, and he's sitting in his truck in front of the G&T television store waiting for his wife to finish shopping. The television store faced the donut shop, and he had arrived just after 8 p.m., and he had an excellent view.
It was just watching. People watching.
Again, no phones, right?
Yeah, they were just chilling.
So between...
Wait for my wife.
She's just spending my money and doing whatever she needs to do.
Me a Christmas gift.
I don't question it.
Yeah.
So at 8:15, between 8:15 and 8:20, he saw this strange man in the donut shop talking to the waitress who was alone. He walked behind the counter by the cash register with her, and then he went back to the back of the store and entered the kitchen area and was out of sight. He saw both of them walk towards the serving area by the round table, and they appeared to be talking. So it does seem like she knows this guy.
Yeah, like she was like doing her job and just like
your
walking
friend is
around
there
the store with her,
waiting
with
for you
him.
to close up, and yeah. So the man stops by the cash register, and he appears to be doing something, but Paul can't make out what this guy is doing. He then goes to the front door, locks it, and walked to the women's washroom. And about 10 minutes goes by. He then sees the same man leave the washroom, crouch down, and crawl behind the round counter.
So weird.
The guy stands up, and he just casually walks to the front door. He slowly turned the sign to close with his left hand. Like, you got a real good view of what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would remember that.
What in tarnation? That's my Winnipeg accent.
So he calmly locks the door, or unlocks the door, and he walks out towards the McDonald's carrying this cardboard box.
As Buddy is walking in, probably. Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Perhaps the most important key witness was located about an hour after the police initially arrived. And this is 23-year-old John Dorkinson. And he was selling Christmas trees in a parking lot of the shopping center. Like, what a sweet, like, just selling Christmas trees.
He's 23. He's trying to make his way.
Right? So he went to the Ideal Donut Shop for a coffee at about 8:35 and found that the door was locked. There was no one visible inside. He waited outside for several minutes, and then he saw the man in the cowboy hat exit the women's washroom, shut the door, then crouch behind the counter. He went towards the cash register, stood up, took a cardboard box from the shelf, and walked around the counter towards the front door. Like the other witnesses, John also observed the man flip the sign closed, unlock the door, and leave. He then hears Norman shout to go after the man in the cowboy hat, and he follows this guy as he's like running behind the McDonald's restaurant.
John takes it upon himself to follow Buddy.
Yes,
I love that.
so he must have been the guy in the snowmobile suit that Norman had seen.
Yes.
So they're kind of in like this lane behind the shopping center, and John catches up with the man on this like bridge and tackles him. They both fall to the ground and they struggle in this like super snowy walkway, and John's like, "What the hell happened back there?" And he eases the grip on the man as this guy is like pleading his innocence, and he's like, "There's nothing going on. I was just locking up." So now John's confused because why the hell am I chasing this guy?
Yeah,
in the
why
first
did I
place?
just tackle him?
Yeah. So
I just listened to some guy tell me to just tackle. I just blindly assaulted someone.
So he lets the guy go and he stands up, and the man gets up off the ground, pulls out a knife with like a 6 to 7 inch blade.
Oh my God.
Like, where did you get this knife from,
Where
sir?
did you get that Subway sandwich size knife?
And he just like gestures the knife towards John, and he's like, "Stay away or I'll throw it at you."
It must have been like a sandwich knife.
I don't know.
Like a butcher knife?
I have kitchen knives that are pretty...
Like a butcher knife?
Yeah. And we haven't said so far that Barb was stabbed at all.
No.
So...
He just had this knife.
Why do you have this knife?
He has this bread knife. That's what was in the box.
That's what was in the box.
His knife collection.
Oh, God. So John, he backs away in fear. Like a moment ago, he's selling Christmas trees. And this, though, was like...
He's like, "This is fine. I'm having a great day."
And now he's in this mess with this guy pointing a knife at him that he chased down for he doesn't even know why. And he's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm dipping. This is not my...
I'm out of here.
Peace." And he goes back to the gas bar. And the whole time he just keeps looking back at this man with the cowboy hat to see if he's following him. But the guy is continuing north over the bridge.
So he's going the opposite way.
Yeah. And John sees him stop once, and he throws something over the side of the bridge. So John walks back to the mall parking lot, and now the police are outside, like, interviewing everybody. Instead of telling the police where the man is headed, John all of a sudden decides, "I'm going to go get this guy myself." 1 minute, it's too much. And now he's like,
"I'm back on the case." He's like, "Clearly no one can solve this other than me."
Right?
I'm the man for the job.
You know what? Maybe knowing
I
how
haul trees,
I know.
I can catch this guy.
But knowing what I know of how much that they botched this investigation, maybe they should have let John just go.
Maybe.
Do his thing, right? So John hauls a taxi and he goes out to try and find this guy.
But out of pocket.
Yeah. So
everything he made that day.
Yeah, basically.
On this taxi ride.
He tells the driver to take him over the bridge in what would be, futile search for this guy. He doesn't end up finding him.
Right.
Finally, he relays what occurred earlier to the police investigators. And when they hear John's story, they rush to the area of the riverbank and they begin searching for whatever he had chucked over the bridge.
Mm-hmm. They're going to find out what was in the box.
So then there's Miriam Zuck. She's an employee of the TV shop. And she saw this guy go into a donut shop between 8:30 and 8:45 p.m. and she watched him leave with a box. That's all she got. Then there was
Cowboy hat man with a box.
With a box. Andy Default was the last known customer in the donut shop. He left at 8:15 p.m. and he recalled that the waitress was alone and she was talking on the phone.
Oh.
Barb's friend, Darlene Church, later reported that she was the one on the phone with Barb at 8 p.m. And the conversation lasted about 10 minutes, but Barb didn't sound like stressed or worried. Like there was no indication that anything was wrong.
Right.
Several other witnesses claimed to have seen a male matching the description of a composite drawing that they made of this guy wearing a cowboy hat. There was Alan Shapiro. He was the manager of the McDonald's, and he saw the guy in his store at about 4 p.m. He was described as a Caucasian male, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, about 25 years old with a dark mustache and round, thin glasses, cowboy boots, and a dark brown cowboy hat, jeans, and a short jacket. There was Bernard Roux, who was an employee at the Dominion store, and he also saw the cowboy who entered his store at 6 p.m. He is also describing the man as a Caucasian.
He was hanging out at that mall for a while,
He's
just shopping.
Just wandering around.
Not even shopping, just like...
wandering.
Walking, yeah.
Just...
making himself known.
Yeah. He describes the guy as being 35 years old, though. I think he's the only one that does.
35.
35. So this guy has baby blue eyes, dirty blonde mustache and hair, wearing a black cowboy hat, jeans, checkered shirt, and a tan leather jacket. Kathleen Rowan was an employee at the Northwood Hotel coffee shop. So there's another coffee shop in the area, and Lorraine's just over here.
Lorraine needs her ideal donut shop coffee.
She's pitching a fit.
Donut shop coffee.
When there's coffee in the area.
She needs it.
Woman.
It's funny that that there's like two coffee shops in the same plaza. Go off, though. One sells donuts, one doesn't.
Yeah. One's a part of a hotel, I guess. So,
Oh, okay.
I mean, it then kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They would have one. So this guy enters her shop at 3 p.m. and she says he's wearing a black cowboy hat and work clothes. Then there's Jerry Hernault, and he was also employed at the Northwood Hotel coffee shop. He saw this guy twice around noon and then again at 5 p.m. He was drinking coffee and reading a paperback book, also described as Caucasian, 25 years old, 6 feet tall, 150 pounds, slim but muscular, brown hair, wearing a brown cowboy hat, faint mustache, brown zipped up parka with a zipper in the front, fur trim, jean jacket underneath, and cowboy boots. There is Marina Labashire. She was an employee at the Shoe Saver, and she saw this guy in her store at about 4 p.m. She also describes him as Caucasian.
4 p.m.?
4 p.m.
Oh, my God. He was there for hours.
He's just hanging out. He just showed up and was like, it doesn't seem...
This is what I'm doing today.
Aside from a coffee, it doesn't seem like he actually bought anything either.
No,
He's
he just showed up.
Wandering around.
Gave everybody accurate descriptions of him.
Right? Made himself incredibly known. I just lost my spot 1 second. I hit the wrong thing on my phone.
It's okay.
All right. So he's in her store, and she describes him as, again, 6 feet tall, Caucasian, 170 pounds, 25 years old with a dark mustache, dark brown glasses, a cowboy hat, cowboy boots and a dark brown cowboy hat, jeans, a short jacket. And while he was in the store, he was asking about cowboy boots, and she said that he was very friendly. There's Lynn Leroy. She's the manager of the Shoe Saver, who also confirmed that Cowboy was in her store at 3 p.m. She saw him walk...
3 p.m.
3 p.m. and 4 p.m.
Oh, my God.
Are two... So he was in there for about an hour, it sounds like. So she last saw him walking in the directions of the McDonald's. She describes him as 6'2" tall, again with dark brown hair and a mustache that covered his lower lip. He was described as having like scraggly facial hair in another.
Mustache that covered his lower lip?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Gross.
Yeah.
She noted that the top of the hat bumped the top of the door when he left. So he is a tall guy.
Tall dude.
He was also carrying a navy blue tote bag with a beige trim. There was Esther Plett, and she was employed at the R.B. Omerston Florist in the mall. She saw him in her store between 7 and 8 p.m. He asked her what time the store was open till, and she also describes him as 6'2", slim, wearing a dark cowboy hat, mustache, jeans, and a short black jacket. Marion McLean. There were a lot of witnesses.
Yes.
He was just everywhere.
He was everywhere this day.
She was employed at the Ideal Coffee Shop, and she had the shift prior to Barb's on the day of the attack. At 3:30 p.m., she saw a man dressed like a cowboy sitting in her shop. So he's already been there once before.
Scouting the place out.
Yeah. He was eating pistachios and commenting on the country music. She described him as being a Caucasian male, tall,
He's eating
thin.
pistachios.
Pistachios. Like,
Okay.
Gourmet
nut guy.
He was wearing a brown cowboy hat, jeans, and a short jacket. Paul Collette was employed at the McDonald's restaurant. He saw a cowboy guy twice, one at 7:30 p.m., drinking a coffee by himself and reading a paperback book. So he's literally just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like,
he's chilling at the plaza.
yeah, just killing time for something. Like,
Guess so.
yeah. He was also seen at approximately 8:15, 8:30 p.m. He was described as being, again, Caucasian, 25 years old, 6 feet to 6 foot 2 inches tall, 150 pounds, slim, yet muscular. I choked on my own words there.
That's okay.
Having a brown cowboy hat, brown parka with a zipper front, fur trim, a jacket underneath, and cowboy boots. That's crazy.
So many descriptions.
So many people saw him.
And he might have been changing in between.
Like, they did say he had
taking
layers
off and on and switching things. That could have been part of it.
He kind of sounds homeless.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like, he's not buying anything. He's not.
It's very like a transient.
He's just hanging out in the area. He has several layers on. Mm-hmm. Could be.
Could be.
Could be. Now, the police, about 2/3 of the way down the riverbank, they find the following. And I'm assuming that this was
the contents of the box.
Yeah, they find the cardboard box, and it seems like he just kind of tossed it and everything flew out.
Like, you're not tossing it very far from the scene of the crime, but they're gonna find it.
I don't think...
And Buddy wasn't far from you when you tossed it.
Right? Like,
so...
Were you not looking back to see if he was watching you or following? Like,
he's a moving forward kind of guy.
Brave.
Yeah.
So they found 2 black and white colored gloves laying in the snow, covered in ice, approximately 10 feet apart. So they were clearly just thrown.
Yeah.
There was no snow covering them. They were just on top of the snow. The left glove was found with green twine, 172 inches in length.
He had a lot of green twine.
The
murder glove, weapon, as it were.
The left glove was also found with white facial tissue.
Oh.
There were 5 pieces of the green and yellow braided nylon rope, approximately an 1/8 inch in diameter. The size of the pieces were 20, 43, 14, 10.5, and 89 inches.
Just random lengths.
Yeah. And the pieces were they looked like they had been balled up and stuffed into someone's pocket.
Oh, okay.
There was the cardboard box, and then there was a salmon-colored coffee stir stick inside of the box. There was also possible suspect footprints in the snow, and these were photographed by Constable Bob Parker. He was an identification officer who had been called while he was shopping at the Unicity shopping mall in the west end of Winnipeg. So if he's at the west end and these other cops are just around the corner.
So close.
Why are you calling this guy?
Police policy.
Bullshit.
That's stupid.
It was the holiday season, and the police department were once again running with bare minimum staff. For the police, this was now a race to find who attacked her, but the suspect had well over an hour head start.
Because that's how long it took the cops to get there and to
search everything.
That's frustrating. Because Johnny had him.
Johnny had him. Good old Johnny boy.
Johnny's ready to solve the case on his own.
Yeah. So
he's paying out of pocket.
Yeah. I'll catch this guy. He is the poor man's Batman.
Yes, that's right.
So soon detectives and uniformed officers would gather what they could from witnesses and the crime scene and the discarded items at the riverbank. But what was the motive? Later, it was determined that $33 was stolen from the cash register, but her purse still contained $24.75. So was this a robbery gone horribly wrong? Was there a different motive? They didn't know.
I don't think it was a robbery.
I don't think it was a robbery.
No.
I think that was just circumstances, opportunity.
Yeah.
whatever. Several witnesses assisted in creating a composite drawing of the suspect. The composite itself was a tool for police to obtain leads from the public, which in this case numbered in the hundreds. It also served to narrow the search to the suspect, which excluded many different races, body types, and ages. Armed with limited evidence, the police, under intense pressure to apprehend the killer, both from the media and the public who demanded, make sure you get him, the police department soon authorized a reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible.
Well, that's good.
So they're kind of trying. I'm not going to give them that much credit yet.
They're doing a little bit.
Yes. The public would ask, this is a 16-year-old girl. How could she have been murdered? And the media and public alike.
At a donut shop.
At a donut shop.
On December 23rd.
Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
So people started questioning whether she was a prostitute. Was she into drugs? Did she come from a dysfunctional family?
Just because she has a vagina doesn't mean she's a prostitute.
Right.
A sex worker, we should say. And there's nothing wrong with that.
They also questioned why she was working alone. Like it was her fault and not the person who was...
Yeah, not the manager's fault.
Who was scheduling
She was working alone because they were trying to save money.
That's probably it, yeah. And I don't think they had like the labor laws in place that they do nowadays either. Mm-hmm. But like, way to fucking blame the victim.
Yeah, honestly.
She's a 16-year-old girl just trying to make some cash to buy her family some Christmas presents.
Honestly.
Give her a fucking break.
Find the guy.
I'm so mad. Unfortunately, laying the blame on the victim and those around her yielded little insight or justification.
Yeah, that's not going to find the guy.
No, the murder was made possible.
What, do you think she was a sex worker, like,
who's like, hey,
having people come meet her at the donut shop?
At a very public shopping mall?
Yeah, with so many witnesses.
With
nosy Lorraine who wants her coffee.
And very big, huge, wide windows where people can tell and remember what hand this guy unlocked door with?
Yeah.
I don't think so. So the murder was made possible only by a series of events, and that required only a series of events, and it created this very sinister domino effect. More than 700 tips came into police over the next few months, which yielded a labor-intensive investigation, but absolutely no arrests.
Frustrating.
The Winnipeg Police Department had suffered major blows to its reputation earlier in the year, and the public trust was shaken by the case of Paul Clear. He was this guy his body was wrapped in canvas and was discovered in a shallow grave just outside of the city.
Oh, that's sad. By
a man and his son who were hunting for hazelnuts in the wooded area.
They're just going on with hazelnuts.
Right? This was not what we were hunting for.
Yeah, we did not want this.
Winnipeg Police Constable Jerry Stoller and Barry Nielsen were later convicted of his murder. They were also implicated in a series of break-ins while they were on duty and shared much of their spoils with unknowing coworkers at parties that they hosted.
Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so the public trust was absolutely shaken because there were cops who were doing the worst things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was an era of mistrust that had extended over into this case.
Yes.
That's all I got for you.
Okay, I will continue on. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun,
Let's talk
dun,
about
dun.
the initial arrest and charges. So the initial person they arrest was a man called Thomas Sofanow. And his introduction to the investigation began innocently enough. At the time of Barb's murder, he was 28 years old and described as a Caucasian male, 6 feet 4 inches tall, 180 pounds, with brown curly hair, brown hazel eyes, long sideburns, a mustache, slim build, and wore gold-rimmed glasses.
Bingo.
He was a resident of BC and was visiting Winnipeg on the day of the attack, attempting to see his daughter, Kimberly.
I can see why that description does sound like a lot like him, but I mean, it's a description. It's not.
And those descriptions varied quite a bit.
35 years old.
23. Yeah.
Dark glasses. This guy is known to wear gold glasses. Yeah.
Thomas Sofenow was arrested for the first time on March 12th, 1982 in Vancouver, BC. He was 29 years old at the time of his arrest. Relations with his ex-wife, Nadine, were strained, and she refused to allow him to visit with his daughter. So this is on December 23rd. Mm-hmm. Frustrated by the turn of events, Sofenow dropped off Kimberly's presence at Nadine's sister and brother-in-law, called Diane and Alex Klein, and decided to drive to Mexico in his 1971...
Which is very far from where he is.
Two-door light blue Monte Carlo. Like, it's a far drive from Winnipeg.
Like a few days.
It's straight, going right down.
You're going through another country to get to another country from the country you are in.
Yeah, going straight through the U.S. to get to Mexico. Sofenow left Winnipeg driving south, but soon turned around due to pulling in the front end of the car. Well, I think he made the right choice in not going to Mexico with the 1971 Monte Carlo. He subsequently went on to the Canadian Tire on Pembina Highway for servicing and learned that the caliper was seizing. As a result, he decided to return to BC after first stopping for coffee at a Tim Hortons on Portage Avenue in Winnipeg.
Could you get any more Canadian, eh?
Right.
Tim Hortons, Canadian Tire.
The Canadian Tire. Sometime during the initial hours of his drive, he heard on the radio that a girl in a donut shop had been assaulted. Having just been in a coffee shop, he called his sister in BC and asked if police were looking for him in the event it was the same Tim Hortons. She advised they had not.
It's not even the same coffee brand.
No, not at all.
It's not the same chain.
No, or street.
Yeah.
He later stopped at Ryan's restaurant in Hope, BC, and saw a poster of a missing girl called Verna Bierke. Tom believed that he may have seen the girl in Winnipeg and subsequently called the RCMP, who took a formal statement. In the statement, Sofenow gave a Winnipeg address, prompting RCMP to forward a request for follow-up to Winnipeg investigators regarding Bierke's disappearance. That request landed on the desk of Sergeant Bill Vandergraff of the Winnipeg Police Department. And Vandergraff made a choice. Vandergraff was unable to locate Sofenow in Winnipeg, and since he had come from BC, he looked up his Winnipeg identification picture from 1977 and found that it was quite similar to the composite drawing of the suspect. Sergeant Vandergraff subsequently initiated an investigation. So this guy calls in a tip about a missing girl and ends up becoming a murder suspect.
Just trying to do a good deed.
Oh, that's brutal. On February 16th, 56 days after Barb's murder, Sergeant Vandergraff started interviewing several of Sofenow's contacts in Winnipeg. The ball was now placed in the hands of Vancouver detective Mike Barnard. On March 3rd, 1982, Barnard completed the initial interview of Sofenow and forwarded it to the Winnipeg investigators. On March 10th, 1982, Sergeant Vandergraff contacted Detective Barnard in Vancouver. Barnard described Sofenow as being rather strange but cooperative and had an air of calmness about him with no apparent emotion. Because he wasn't worried, because he didn't do anything. Well, he was just like, why am I here?
Are we talking about this girl's disappearance?
Yeah,
like that I called in and gave a tip to? Like,
yeah.
I'll tell you about it, sure.
No problem. Barnard also informed Vandergraff that he told Sofenow police that...
So one detective is telling another detective.
Right, got you. That his prints that they had his prints in the donut shop, and they asked him where they would have found them. So they were making this up.
Yeah.
They didn't have his prints at the donut shop. Sofenow believed his prints would be on a cup and spoon. Barnard further said that his prints were also located in the washroom, to which Sofenow denied ever entering.
What sneaky assholes.
So sneaky, and not a great method of interrogation.
No.
Sofenow allowed himself to be photographed and voluntarily allowed Detective Barnard to seize his cowboy hat and search his vehicle. With the exception of the hat, he found nothing of interest. He believed that Sofanow could be considered a possible suspect.
We got nothing on you,
but you could possibly be a suspect.
He was playing tell a story, get a story. I know you did this because so-and-so told me, because I saw this, because I have this. And you're waiting for them to be like, oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. The specific charges laid against him, Thomas Sofanow was initially charged with second-degree murder of 16-year-old Barbara Stoppel. That's fucking crazy. The basis for charging him, and this is the most important piece of evidence left behind by the killer, was the twine. It was determined at the time that it was manufactured in the U.S. and used by BC Hydro. This supposition led investigators to believe that the suspect had a BC connection. The origin of the twine was not sufficiently investigated. A simple test costing $100 was available, but for some reason it was not done. This was the murder weapon. Why wasn't it tested?
What's our tally? What's our tally?
Somebody let us know in the comments. Perhaps the most damning comments in the statement were, I could have been in the ideal donut shop at 49 Goulet Avenue around that time. I remember having a coffee at a shop, but I don't remember the exact address or name. This is a question whether or not this was a verbatim statement. Moreover, Sofanow simply signed it without reading it. Ugh. This is not Barnard's only connection, and this isn't Barnard's only connection to a wrongful conviction.
Of course not.
On March 15th, 1983, Ivan Henry was convicted on 10 counts of sexual assault on the basis of weak identification evidence. He was given an indeterminate prison sentence and declared a dangerous offender.
We've talked about dangerous offender before.
Yes, we have. And on June 8th, 2016, Henry was awarded $8 million for his wrongful imprisonment.
Good.
So Detective Barnard just was not good at his job.
He's a douche.
He just shouldn't be a cop or a detective.
He's just waving his badge around thinking he's big shot over here.
He's a butthole. Deception is an important tool in interrogating a suspect. However, providing false information and not obtaining a verbatim statement may have set the stage for events to come. If in fact he was told that his prints were inside the ideal donut shop, when in fact they were not, then the content of his initial statement may be viewed as tainted. Oh, maybe? Maybe it's tainted. Maybe a little.
Just a thought.
Oh.
This kind of reminds me of one of the very first Netflix documentaries, Making a Murder.
Yes.
It kind of sounds like
it has those vibes.
He may have some sort of condition as well that's making him like a person doesn't normally talk like, I was at such and such coffee shop on this street address.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't... I don't talk like that. Yeah. I'm just like, I was at McDonald's and I grabbed a burger. Not I was at McDonald's on 4th Avenue, 62 street number.
Yeah, at 49 Goulet Avenue.
Right. Even the not knowing what coffee shop he was in and questioning where
because he wasn't thinking he would have to remember those details.
Right.
Because he was just, I don't know. He was just trying to get home. Armed with the fact that Sofanow was in Winnipeg on December 23rd and had allegedly made the comment that he could have been in the ideal donut shop at 49 Goulet and that he was a resident of BC, officers had every right to consider him a suspect. A necessary ingredient for a wrongful conviction is the belief by police that they have the right person. Sofanow would later tell the author of the Barbara Stoppel book, Andrew, that he was grilled for hours by both officers, Sergeant Polishin and Warwick, and that not everything that was being said was being written down. Reviewing the transcript of the interview, one can conclude that the notations were far from being verbatim. Furthermore, the actual time to read over the interview is in the area of 20 minutes. The interview itself is documented as lasting several hours, suggesting a void of commentary or hours of dead time. Which wasn't the case. They just didn't write it down. Sofanow felt that he was being broken down psychologically.
They do that.
Yep. As the questions continued and recalling that Barnard had already told him that his fingerprints were inside the donut shop and inside the washroom, Sofanow started to believe he did the murder. Oh, that's brutal. He was even told by police that witnesses described him wearing his brown hat. In fact, no witnesses had identified him as yet, and most witnesses described the hat as being black.
Mm-hmm. And like, it's Christmas time, you've just been denied seeing your daughter on Christmas. Like, I'm sure he's like in an emotionally distressed state of mind.
Sure. Yeah.
During this day. Like,
yeah. He's just in survival mode.
Yeah.
Perhaps the most damning aspect that occurred in this interview was the twisting motion that was being suggested by police inches from Sofenau's face. Sofenau told Andrew, the author, during their interview that they kept showing the locking motion, but they failed to write it down. This would set the stage for another incriminating comment he would make to the undercover officer who was placed in an adjoining cell.
That's sneaky.
So sneaky. And I think that is where we'll stop with that today.
That's a very in-depth. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Christine. We love this.
Mm-hmm.
We love that this has to be split up into multiple parts, so that way we can give you guys a comprehensive overview of the case.
All the little details. And this one, they did a lot of wrong things.
Okay, should we do Creep of the Week?
Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
This week's Creep of the Week, and he did it to himself. And before I say this is why I encourage you to send me your local politicians as well. Yeah. I want to hear small town politicians and all the nasty stuff they get up to. Let's out them on this podcast.
This is our local politics. Well, I'll let you get into it.
Yes, sorry. Yes. So this week's Creep of the Week is former Niagara Regional Chair Bob Gale.
I think we talked about him a little bit last week, maybe with the or maybe a week before with the amalgamation. He was trying to
amalgamation, yes.
He was trying to force upon Niagara Region without consulting
anyone.
Any
because Doug Ford said to do it.
Doug Ford appointed him the position. He wasn't even voted in by.
We didn't vote him in.
No, he was just like, "Here's a job.
This is for you, sir." In March 2026, so this month, Gale resigned from his position after controversy emerged surrounding his personal collection of historical books. Specifically, allegations that he owned a signed copy of Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler's manifesto. You guys know how I feel about this.
Signed by Hitler.
And authenticated. Fucking crazy. This information was brought forward by local anti-racism organizations, including the Niagara Region Anti-Racism Association, who called for an explanation and apology, citing the significance of the item and what it represents.
Did he ever give an explanation?
No. No, he just used a fake Winston Churchill quote and said, because he owns like a bunch of Winston Churchill books as well.
Those are two very different political figures.
He's like, I'm a history buff. I'm like, you're a fucking weird. Donate your money to charity. Like, donate your money to a local grassroots program. Reports indicate the book had been purchased at auction years earlier and later authenticated, though the situation raised serious concerns about judgment, accountability, and what it means for someone in a position of public leadership to possess such an artifact. Shortly after the controversy became public, Gale stepped down from his role as regional chair. Yeah, I would hope.
Do you have anything else in your collection?
Creep of the week.
Yeah. Like, is there anything else in your collection that verifies that you are, in fact, this big history aficionado?
Yeah.
And for an outside organization to have it brought to their attention that you have this book, you've clearly either been A, talking about it, B, showing it off.
Probably one of his family members.
Or A, both. You've been doing both.
Yes, hosting a party and saying,
hey, come see
who
this.
Who wants to come see my
Nazi paraphernalia?
Of Mein Kampf. This isn't a story about the paranormal or the unknown. It's about power, symbolism, and responsibility. Because objects carry weight, especially the ones tied to histories of violence, hate, and genocide. And when those objects are connected to people in positions of leadership, it raises bigger questions. What does it mean to collect history? Where is the line between preservation and endorsement? And how much accountability should come with public trust? Sometimes the creepiest stories aren't hidden. They're right out in the open. And they force us to decide what we're willing to accept from the people in power.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we got for you today. This is Canadian Creepies.
We're very creepy.
We're creepy. You can find me on Instagram, Radio Valerie, or Canadian Creepies. TikTok, Radio Valerie. YouTube, Radio Valerie. Speakpipe.com/Canadian Creepies to nominate your Creep of the Week or tell me about your hometown haunt or a current case you want us to talk about. We will do that. You can send me an email at CanadianCreepiesPodcast@gmail.com. And you can support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Canadian Creepies.
You can find me, Amanda Joy, with Down the Crooked Path at Down the Crooked Path on TikTok and Instagram, as well as YouTube. And you can check out my other podcast, Down the Crooked Path.
That's right.
Episodes also release on Thursdays, but I do a Tuesday segment here on Canadian Creepies as well, where we talk about weird paranormal, folklore, hauntings, cryptids, unusually weird shit.
And it's all Canadian.
All Canadian.
Canadian content. Don't let the bed creeps bite.
Stay creepy.
Or don't.
Or we'll creep you later.